Hello everyone, I hope you're amazing today. Today I want to talk about affirmations. Okay, affirmations got a little bit of a bad rap. People think it's like a pseudoscience or like a fake social psychological pop type thing. But well, affirmations are pretty much building blocks. What is an affirmation? To affirmation. So affirm is to say a positive statement about yourself, of course. Then formation is creating something. So it's creating yourself. That's what affirmations have the potential to do. So are affirmations effective? Well, the answer is yes or no. It depends on the person using them, and it depends on where they are in their human growth and development, and if they're growth-minded or fixed-minded, if they're willing to learn and grow intentionally or not. So, well, affirmations, they're pretty much words or short sentences, sometimes long sentences. It can be whatever you want them to be. That's the whole idea of creation. You can be creative and think of ways to assemble words together to create meaning. So what are words? Well, words are individual components of a language. And of course, as we know, there's many languages worldwide, but they have a very similar function. So what does language do? Well, humans use language to attempt to describe the world and create meaning and understanding in deeper and deeper ways. Like Einstein created some language to help us understand the universe better. Steve Jobs used language to help create a vision and images and communicated those to his team to create the iPhone, which a lot of people appreciated. A lot of people appreciate and made him and a lot of people very wealthy. So that's the power of language, and that's the power of affirmation. So affirmation is, instead of using words to share with other people like Steve Jobs did to create a vision, affirmation is using words to ourselves to create ourselves. But what gets in the way? Why does it seem so mystical? What's so difficult about it? Well, understanding human psychology and human change is the issue. If we take affirmations and if we say, I am wealthy, but on the inside we feel dissonance, in other words, we don't feel congruent, our feelings don't match the word, we're out of alignment, we're not in integrity, then the truth is what you're feeling, the emotion. Truly on the inside, you have negative affirmations towards wealth, which a lot of us coming from, if we don't come from great wealth and very wealthy upbringing, or if our parents had a conflicting relationship with money, if they had different money personalities and maybe fought over money, well, that created a lot of confusion, a lot of negative beliefs about our initial relationship with money. So when it comes to, if I want to use the affirmation, I am wealthy, and I have a lot of conflicting beliefs, a lot of negative beliefs that are not congruent and not in harmony with I am wealthy, then we need to go deeper. So that affirmation is the starting point for introspection, for going deeper and understanding, first of all, our initial money beliefs when we were a child, and then linking together the thoughts and stories and feelings we have, journaling about them, or seeing a therapist or life coach, and getting them to help us create a clearer picture of our status quo, of where our beliefs are now, and then saying, okay, am I happy with that? Am I okay with that? Or is my idea of wealth different? Is my authentic self screaming or slowly, silently whispering our intuition, saying, no, life's a bit more than that. I want more than that. So then you go through the deep, courageous work of stating, I am wealthy, and you need to get clarity on what that is for you. Is wealth possessions, or does wealth mean independence from work? Does wealth mean that you can give and be philanthropic and help many people, or just help some people, help your family, help yourself? Does it mean that you can have location freedom and live wherever you want? What is it truly, authentically for you? So the process of self-examination and clarification is about getting congruent with your authenticity, that true inner still voice of your intuition, who you truly are deep down in your bones, and getting clear and putting language around that. And that's when your affirmations can get extremely powerful. So when you have a clear affirmation like, I am wealthy, and you can visualize in your mind's eye exactly in detail what that means for you, what your ideal self what your intuition is screaming or silently whispering to you, and that's, you have a clear, vivid picture, and you feel the positive emotions of you being that person, you being your authentic self. Well, that is meant for you. That is the future version of you, and that is real. And that is real, is just another alternative reality. It may seem, but when your emotions are saying, well, no, I that's too far, I can't do that, I'm not worthy, well, same process. You go back, you examine your learned childhood beliefs and your beliefs from your past and everything that happened up to this point in time, and then you start to question it, and then you define your ideal self and who you want to be, and then you can question, well, if thousands of other people have what I want, why can't I have what I want? And then you demolish your limiting beliefs, and you say, well, that was just my parents, that was my upbringing, that was my childhood, that was the bullying, that was the limited, maybe you came from a small community with a fairly limited point of reference, but maybe you had someone in your family that was wealthy, or someone like that you followed on social media that was wealthy, and you said, that's really interesting, I like that person, I like the way they live, I like the way they talk, I feel there's something in me, there's a spark in me who desires to be more like that, my own authentic version of those qualities. So and then when you say, I feel I am wealthy, and you feel resonant with it because you have a clear, vivid image and beliefs, and you understand what that is for you, then the affirmation works. Then you start thinking about it more often. Then when you think about it, you start to smile, you have positive emotions, and then your behaviors every day start to change. You start learning about wealth. You start studying wealthy people. You start getting ever increasing clarity on who you are and what wealth means to you and what your ideal resonant vision of wealth is. So that's the power of affirmations. It all starts with figuring out a vague idea of what you want, putting into language, which is humans' ability to give meaning and more increasing clarity and specificity to information, to be informed, so that information can be power when it's harnessed and utilized, and doing that for yourself through your own affirmations, turning the language inwards and shaping your life. Then once you have a clear affirmation and you paint it into the gestalt of your whole life and it fits in nicely, that's when you can start looking at the whole picture of your life. You have a puzzle of 100 or 1,000 pieces, and you can take out and extract different pieces of that puzzle and look at them and tweak them and see how they fit into the whole gestalt of the whole picture of your life, your belief system. And then you can start using affirmations and language to get more clarity and specificity so that you have a more gestalt, more harmonious whole, and your life starts to come together in a beautiful way that reflects your vision, your affirmations, the life that you want. Not what someone else wants, not what society wants, not worrying too much what other people think, but worrying about your relationship with yourself and your relationship with all those parts of your life. Our relationship with money, our relationships with my self-esteem, my relationship with other people, my relationship with family, my relationship with work and career. You can start thinking and asking some great questions. Well, if I could do anything, what would I do? What are my passions? What do I love? What do I truly value? Taking time in early morning, or taking time anytime during the day, and taking that sacred time of solitude and reflection with you, your journal, your pen, and maybe your hanky or your teddy bear if you like, and sitting down as a team, right? As a little team of one person and a teddy bear and your napkin. And then sometimes you might want to cry if hard emotions come up, or if you're struggling. That's okay, process those emotions. Then you can, over time, you truly can create a life of your design. You can truly create a resonant life in alignment with your authentic self, and you can break through one little step at a time, one little increment at a time. Don't overwhelm your nervous system, because your nervous system loves its comfort zone. Your brain's trying to keep you safe, and that means it wants to keep you exactly where you were. Because our cave ancestors, they needed to be safe. They needed to remain and find their own cave, because if not, it's life or death situation, right? But in today's reality, we need to console, we need to coalesce, we need to be easy on ourselves and slow and gentle with ourselves, but we need to go through that process of change, or your life will remain as it was, and that's okay too. If you're happy and content and you like your life, or you don't have the interest or courage to change, well, that's okay. That's your reality, and it's not for anyone else to say that's right or wrong. But that's a question for you and your mirror, you and your teddy bear, you and your journal. Until next time, I hope this is helpful. I'm up to 10 minutes now, so I'm going to stop there. But lots of great things to talk about, lots of motivational, inspirational ideas that are practical and useful that you can use in your life. So I hope you share more later. Bye-bye.